YouTube? This is your man, one half of the brand, Abe. I wanted to come to you guys today to talk about something that's been on my mind for almost 2 weeks now, pretty much everyone's mind, and that's the young king who lost his life, Nipsey Hussle. I wanted to talk about his impact on the culture and the community and all the minds that followed him. Nipsey Hussle, I've been a huge fan of Nipsey Hussle for years. And I'm not knocking anyone who hasn't, but if you didn't listen to his music then, you're definitely listening to his music now, so it really doesn't matter. But he was more than just a musician, as we see now. He's going to go down as a legend, as a martyr for this culture, for hip hop, for the Black hope, because seeing his memorial service the other day, I've never seen anything like that in my life, and it's a beautiful thing, especially coming from where I come from. So R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. Peace and blessings and love and energy to his family, his children, and everyone who personally knew him. I just think it's important now to talk about where do we go from here. We can't just allow the energy and the impression that was made to fizzle out or phase out. We actually have to find out, what's next, and because the marathon definitely continues and will continue. Nipsey, he definitely deserved all that love, all that attention. He worked for it definitely while he was here. He did deserve to see that. But that part hurts a little bit. But he feels it. He has to. It's too much love, too much energy. But being a part of the hip hop culture, being a child from the inner city. Me and KL, we talked about this for a while, and how impactful it was. At this moment here, we can say we've never been, as proud to be business owners, young Black men, trying to do something different and make an impact for the community. That's something that we could definitely stand proud and be happy that we are contributing to this overall effort. So being a part of this marathon, that's something that we all as young as Black people in general, that's something we should embrace, ownership, and trying to make change in our communities. But here's the reality: when we speak about where we go from here, we all have the exact same capabilities as Nipsey. I find comfort, in my own way of thinking, and feeling like, if Nipsey Hussle had the foresight to see this type of response that we got, this magnitude of love, and that he's receiving, anybody of that caliber with those principles and morals and goals and that much love for their community and their people would have willingly laid their life down. So that gives me a little bit of comfort, and, feeling that in my soul. Men who lead their community, lead their culture, lead their families, and are willing to die for it. That's this type of response is something that we live and die for. His family, unfortunately, will experience this horrible moment of grief. But for an eternity, they will be impacted by the power and the energy, from what he represented. 100 years from now, people will know about Nipsey Hussle, and his legacy will live through his family very strong. So, I find a little bit of comfort in that. So again, the question becomes, where do we go from here? My peoples, our communities, let's turn this negative into a positive. Let's build off of that effort. Let's build off of everything that he stood for. And these are things. This is common practice for a lot of Black owners and young Black entrepreneurs. But we wanted to be an augmented effort, something that can reach across the aisle to, different, just as an example was said, different gang members. I don't care what neighborhood you're from, or any of that stuff. Even if you're black or white, I mean, we should be able to reach across the aisle and make a more powerful effort, because there's no denying that the inner city needs help. So that's what the marathon is. It's about the endurance for our people. We're not all gonna make it, but but the ones that are strong in the race and running and trying to get to the end and determined to make it, we gotta come together, man. And in this case, the baton, Nipsey, it's time for somebody to pick that up, and it's time for us to pick that up and keep it moving. So we can't let Nipsey Hussle's death be in vain. In my opinion, he didn't die at all. This was, in a more celestial way of thinking. He actually came alive. It's like a caterpillar or the butterfly in the chrysalis. When it gets its wings, it becomes more beautiful, more amazing. And this is exactly, what this reminds me of. Like, he was here. And he was, of course, in a toxic environment, and it was a lot of things he was navigating. But when that happened, it was pain. But I bet he has the energy is everywhere. It's infectious, all over the world. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's powerful. It's all inspiring. It's something that we can all learn from and take notes from. So we can't let it be in vain. We can't let that energy fizzle out, as it does with a lot of things when people die, because people die all the time. And we're doing all of this stuff on social media, and for the moment, and then it's over. We can't allow that to happen in this case. We gotta start taking these things more serious and making a difference. We gotta address a lot of issues within our black community, because we got a lot of issues. We're our, in my opinion, we're our own worst enemies. We need to get out of our own way. But that brother left. His music is something that you can learn from. My kids, I've listened to the music with my kids. Like, Victory Lap is something that my kids know, because again, in the music, there's, he talks about the gang affiliation. He's an artist. He paints a beautiful picture with a broad brush, and there's a lot of details about his lifestyle. But in there's gems that are, that you could take and you can build on things with, and that's in every song. So whomever was trying to do, you guys failed miserably. Whoever the guy was, Poopy Cuz or whatever you want to call him, look, you made this guy even more powerful. You made his music even more, contagious, and his sales went up ridiculous. So you failed there. You made him even more impactful, more iconic, more legendary. If we're gonna rock with that government conspiracy thing, which I'm having a hard time believing, but anything's possible with them. But either way, if they're trying to take him out over the Dr. Sebi documentary, then you guys just brought the whole world's eyes and ears and minds to Dr. Sebi. So that wasn't effective if you wanted to suppress that information. And to be honest, man, if you want to find information, Dr. Sebi has hours and hours of documentaries or information on YouTube that you can go get. There's hours and hours and hours of stuff that I've already watched years ago. So that's why I'm kind of finding it a little hard to rock with that conspiracy. But either way, you didn't kill him. You gave this man exactly what he would, again, in my opinion, he would want for his people. And this type of light, energy, and unity is the most powerful and beautiful thing to come out such a horrible, nasty situation. My question is, where do we go from here? We got to unify as a community, as a people. We have to work together. You know, if you got a business idea, if you know, if you lack the business education or the resources, you need to source those things out. You know, we need to co-market, you know, co-brand or whatever. We need to work together, and we need to help in our communities. You know, it does. You know, we gotta also we gotta get behind the people that are still here, that are you know, in a position of power in our community and our culture. We need to get behind those people, embrace them, give them their flowers while they're still alive. Let's not wait for things like this to happen to give people their flowers. You know, the Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, the T.I.'s, the Farrakhan's. You know, there's so many more people that, you know, we need to champion. And, you know, like Nas, you know, so many people. I don't have to go into detail about why, you know, but, you know, no one's perfect. We're all flawed humans. But, you know, these people have tried to do things, and they've made an impact on our lives in some way. And so we need to get behind them. And the one thing I do want to say is, you know, can we please stop making it seem like Nipsey was some type of alien or some person that, you know, the universe personally or God personally selected to do this. No, you know, we're all gods. We're all kings and queens. Yes, he was, you know, he has roots in Africa. We all have roots in Africa. We all have the same capability. What that sounds like to me is a cop-out. That sounds like, you know, he was chosen. And you know, that's something that us as a people, we have to stop doing. We're all chosen. You know, don't make it seem like, you know, we can't do what he did. Everyone can. You know, you don't have to have $1 million or thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars to help people and help your community. I've done it. I've personally done it for free. You know, I've given clothes and shoes and knowledge and books and DVDs and information and just time and conversation, food to people who need it, and talk to the children. I've mentored children. Those are things you can do for free. You don't. So let's stop making excuses. You know, what is impactful if we all come together and do it, not just one person. We can't keep shifting it on one person. We get behind the people in power. We help them spread their message. We work to build brands and efforts in the community, and then we do it ourselves, starting in our homes and the immediate things around us. And we have to be consistent and determined in that effort. So, you know, we have to stop making it seem like, you know, since Nipsey's gone, that's the end. No, the marathon continues. So that's why I asked, where do we go from here? We have to understand Nipsey, he was just wise enough to embrace you know, this information and seek the knowledge and implement it and internalize it. You know, that's why he was able to bring that energy forth like he did, and it was in his music. It was you know, he knew how to do it. He just figured it out, and we all have to figure it out. We all have that capability, so, you know, let's get it done.
Blessings, bitches in my section. Yo, with all this money, I'm obsessive. Weapons, turning off y'all extras, turning off this bullshit direction, turning up my grind, waking up to more pressure, but it's all in your mind, so I never feel pressure. Know it's all in due time. Now honey stacking like Tetris. Hustle hard is my message, then double back and get extras. Know I spaz when I catch it. Yellow bone, white Lexus, all black tint, 2 white cups, fat gold chain, Sprite Texas. I'm just young and I'm reckless. I'm just on for my section. I'm just out here on top speed with my top down and I'm revving. I don't know about hell, I don't know about heaven. All I know is about right now.